The goal of the first month of the Academy is to learn to start conversations with women. Many guys are scared of doing this out of shyness and the fear that girls will think that they're creepy. So, let's begin by asking ourselves a simple question. Why do some girls get creeped out when guys approach them? Why do girls call some guys creepy? Well, it's generally not because they aren't good looking. It's because, as a woman would probably describe it, they got a bad vibe from the guy. So what causes this bad vibe? To answer this question, we need to delve a little bit into modern psychology. Human beings have evolved over the past 100 or so thousand years, and along the way, our subconscious brain learned to recognize subtle patterns in our environment to help us make quick decisions. This would have been extremely helpful about 50,000 years ago when early man was forced to react quickly to a chaotic landscape where he had to deal with lots of complicated and potentially dangerous information all at the same time. Now, over time, we've continued to refine this skill, and psychologists now call this behavior thin slicing. This is a term that describes the ability to find patterns in events based solely on thin slices or narrow windows of experience. Our unconscious thin slices the world around us, and our brains rely on those split-second decisions to form opinions on people, places, and things that we have just encountered. And the most amazing thing about thin slicing is that we don't even realize we're doing it. These impressions take place purely in the subconscious mind and often occur within a fraction of a second. Now, another insight from psychology is that a woman's social instinct is generally much stronger than man's. She's much better at reading subtle cues such as body language, vocal tonality, eye contact, and so forth. And since she has the job of sifting through hundreds of potential mates very quickly, she's much more likely to thin slice you. So, based on the theory of thin slicing, there definitely is some truth to the old urban legend that a woman knows if she'll sleep with a man within 10 seconds or so of meeting him. Now, I bet you're asking yourself, how do I get over this hurdle? Well, we'll get to that next. As we discussed in the previous slide, a woman is going to make snap judgments on every man in her vicinity or every man who's a potential suitor. In a way, she has an internal radar, and the goal of the introduction is to become a positive blip on this radar. In general, she bases these judgments on 1. Your body language, 2. Your level of eye contact, 3. Your posture, 4. Your facial expressions, and 5. Your energy level, and finally 6. The way that you approach her. Complicating this is the fact that your own internal state will affect these 6 factors, so if you're feeling anxious, under pressure, or tense, your fears are going to show through. It seems like a catch-22, doesn't it? But there is a way to beat this. At The Art of Charm, we have a saying, lead the body and the mind will follow, lead the mind and the body will follow. It's a virtuous cycle. So, by learning the proper fundamentals, you are actually training your brain over time to become more confident. And once you start doing that, your body language, posture, and all of the other factors will continue to benefit, and you'll wipe that creepy vibe out in no time. In the next few moments, we're going to go over some of the basic fundamentals of the introduction. But be warned, if you get this stage wrong, the interaction will spiral downwards from there. At The Art of Charm, we've developed 6 key fundamentals that will help you become that positive blip on her radar. Done correctly, these fundamentals will convey a positive energy, masculine presence, and confidence. The first fundamental is smiling. This is an easy one. Just always remember to smile. The next is having high energy. We'll get to this more in a bit, but the gist is to be upbeat, positive, and happy at all times. Third, we have eye contact. Don't be scared of making eye contact. Practice looking at a woman until she looks away. Fourth, good posture and walking with a purpose. Good posture means keeping your chest up and your stomach in. I like to imagine that I have a light on my chest, and I always want to shine it at someone's face when I'm talking to them. As for the walk, you want to have a smooth but masculine swagger. We have a bunch of video examples of this, but a quick cheat is to buy a pair of motorcycle or cowboy boots. They definitely improve your gait, and because they're under your jeans, no one will have to notice. Fifth, have a confident mindset. You need to start training yourself to believe that you're an attractive man and that you are the prize. As you work on the other fundamentals, this will naturally improve. But for now, simply try to develop this mindset by constantly reminding yourself of your best qualities. The final and perhaps most difficult fundamental is the two-snap rule. This rule means that you should approach any woman you're interested in without hesitation and within just a few seconds of making eye contact. This requires a disciplined and confident mindset, but if you see a woman checking you out, it is vital that you walk over to her and say something. This will be tough at first, but if you want to improve, it is absolutely crucial. And don't worry, it gets easier with practice and time. Now, we're not going to make you follow the two-snap rule just yet, but we'll work on that in the next lesson. For now, watch a few videos we've put together on the art of nonverbal introductions.
Now, have you ever worried that someone thinks you're weird because you're holding eye contact or smiling a lot? Or have you ever met somebody and got a creepy vibe from them? Have you ever talked to a girl having the best intentions, hoping that she's not feeling creeped out by you? What makes this happen? Now, there are two parts to our brain, the conscious and the subconscious. Your subconscious is so good at reading people and situations intuitively that it's kept us alive for thousands of years. Everyone's subconscious mind is constantly reading patterns and cues from others and also your environment. Because of this process, you will get a gut instinct that will come from what your subconscious is telling you about the situation. Now, the way you consciously think will ultimately become your subconscious. The way you move will ultimately affect the way you feel emotionally. Now remember, your introduction begins the second you become a blip on her radar. You must be conscious of what your body's projecting at all times if you want to nail that first impression. How smooth everything goes for the next few minutes will be based on how positive that blip on her radar really is. If you become a negative blip on the radar, you will have a hard time proceeding because people have put up their guard. Now, a very positive blip can propel you straight into the qualifying stage. So how do we become a positive blip on her radar? The fundamentals of a first impression are very important. First up, we have body language. We want to make sure to check your posture to show our confidence. We want to make sure that your back is straight, your head is up, your shoulders are down and back. We also want to make sure that we're smiling. This is the best weapon in making sure that people feel comfortable, so be sure it's the first thing that people see when they're seeing you. Now, smiling is the difference between being a cool guy and an axe murderer in her eye. Lastly, we have eye contact. This is a very powerful tool in allowing people to see your confidence. So be sure to make good eye contact with everyone you meet.
If somebody sees you from the front, they're going to look at your face as one of the first things they see. This is part of the reason why it's so important to smile. Smiling shows people that you're fun, that you're friendly, and that you'd be really easy to talk to. These are all really good things, and if that wasn't enough, smiling has been scientifically proven to make you up to 8 times more attractive. Get in the habit of smiling really big, especially when you're flirting with girls. A banter line delivered with a playful smile and without is the difference between you being a fun, playful, flirty guy that she's enjoying conversing with and an axe murderer or someone who might be really dangerous. Get in the habit of smiling. It's really, really important. Smiling with your eyes is another technique. This involves raising up your cheeks right here and squinting your eyes at the corners when you're smiling. That's the difference between a half smile with the bottom of your face only, like this, which looks really weird and uncomfortable, and a full face smile like this, where you look like you're really smiling. Now, it's been proven that if you make a face with an emotion associated with it, it'll actually make you begin to feel that emotion. So try this right now. Smile really big, right? If you have a pen, put it between your teeth. It's impossible not to smile when you're making a stupid face like that, and you'll probably find yourself giggling a little bit because it's fun and now you feel happier. So think about this. If most of the time you're walking through your life with your face like this, grim, serious, then you're probably feeling that way almost all the time. But if, like me, you walk around with a smile plastered to your face like an idiot, you're usually enjoying yourself, and you're more attractive to those people around you. Eye contact is a really important part of your face as well. Make solid eye contact whenever you look at somebody. If you're just walking down the street or you're looking around a club, hold eye contact until the other person looks away first. This is a great exercise to help you get comfortable with your eye contact. Holding eye contact with somebody shows your confidence, and it can show a little bit of dominance in the situation too. Now, you don't want to have threatening eye contact with your brow lowered like this. That can show hostility or anger. Instead, make sure you're smiling with your eyes. Just look at people directly and don't look away. If they ask you what you're doing or what you looking at, boy, instead just tell them, hey, my bad, I'm just working on my eye contact. Most people will think that's such a weird thing that they won't think twice about it. Get in the habit of making your eye contact really good, smile with your eyes, and smile at people when you first look at them, and you're going to make a really, really good first impression.
I like to think of myself as a little bit taller and a little bit bigger than I actually am. That way, I'll be comfortable taking up a little bit more space. Don't worry, as a man, it's okay to do that. It's the women who pride themselves on being small and demure. An easy way to take up a little bit more space when you're walking is have a little bit of elongated stride. Swing your arms a bit when you walk. Keep your shoulders back and down and making eye contact with everybody you see coming towards you. Now you may begin to feel confident. You may begin to feel a lot better about yourself. Don't worry about looking at the ground and hoping it's still there. Trust me, it'll always be there. You can get a good sight of it up front of you by keeping your eyes up.
Hey, you look like trouble. Hey, we're gonna break up, you know? We're broken up. I can't handle this. You're breaking my heart.
I don't think I've met you.
You don't remember that time in Hawaii on the Pink Flamingo roller coaster?
I'm afraid you're really confused. I've never been to Hawaii.
Well, it was awesome. It was awesome chatting to you, and I'll see you later.
Hey! What's going on, you guys? Listen, I just wanted to come over because you guys look like serious troublemakers. And I get this vibe like you're out here to cause trouble and mischievous. You're like, yeah, I mean, I can't exactly tell. Is it like a bank heist that you're getting, like an Ocean's 11 type of situation? Not quite. I like it. You know what? I like the attitude. It's good shit. It's bad relax. You have the halo. I'm gonna put you guys. I'm gonna get like one of you on this shoulder. Sorry, I want to do on this shoulder, and that way I can get good advice here and like bad advice over here. This is gonna work out really well. Bad in a good way, good in a bad way. You know what I mean? Yes. You guys are alright. I'm glad I came over and talked to you
So you
guys.
have a friend or what?
I do have a friend. We should all go meet them right now. Come on with me. Let's go. No.
Hope you enjoyed those videos. Now, to work on these lessons, go out this week with your buddies and don't worry about picking up women. Just focus on 5 of the 6 fundamentals. Be energetic and smile, hold eye contact with people, walk confidently and with good posture, and try to think confidently as well. Don't worry about the 2-snap rule just yet. We'll get to that next week. But one thing we do want you to really focus on this time around is starting with and maintaining a high energy level. What is an energy level? Your personal level of happiness or excitement. It's important that this is real and not faked. And why is proper energy level important? People who are high value are used to getting a lot of attention. You need to learn to feel comfortable in groups of people and not back down when people look at you. Low energy could drag group energy level down and make you seem needy. So how do you raise your energy level? Smile with your eyes, be playful, think of something that makes you laugh, and talk to people on the way over there for a short period of time. In addition, you need to keep your energy level high. At The Art of Charm, we have a saying, don't drop your state. So what is dropping state? It's a reaction-based downward spiral of negative thoughts or energy from where excuses manifest in your head, so to speak. So how do we keep from dropping state? The best way to do this is simply by keeping busy. Still be silly and talking to people. It often helps to go around the bar giving cheers and smiling to random people. It's important to do this before you actually drop state, but while you feel yourself slipping into your head. So good luck, guys, and we'll see you next week to work on the art of approaching women.